Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at Karelia, and Karelia, I have mixed emotions about this map. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, and it really just depends on the situations, right? Um, a lot of people, such as the Even 90 over here, really like going to the center of this map. I do not do this anymore. The only reason why is because I really like coming to this rock right here, this area, and from here I'm usually able to get shots off on people that are going to the mid or get spotted in the mid. But from here you can also poke this bush, and sometimes you can light people over here in this area, and you will certainly have shots on initial shots on people that are going to cross right here, right? This is very important. You can see the Boris is over here already in the Lorraine, and I'm going to poke this, and when I poke this, I'm actually going to smack a shot into the Borisk right here. And this is a play that you can make from the other side as well. Keep that in mind. You can go to this rock right here. So I'll just draw that for you real quick. This bush right here. You will have shots going all the way over here like this on heavies that are going to cross right here, like Alex 174 over here in the T29. And then from my spawn, right, you have this bush, and you can take shots at people like this. So I'm actually getting 2 shots in the Borisk here. I hit him one more time. Oh no, I hit the Even 90 here. I take another shot at the Borisk though, and I miss it. But the Even here, you could see, like, these are easy shots for me, dude. You know, like, this guy's out in the open. And I'm also kind of contesting the Borisk here, right? Because what I want to do is help my team in trying to win the north of this map. Now, we sent nobody this way, so you're going to see me retreat very, very soon. However, we did win the eastern or southern side of this map, I guess you can call it. The way the map is, it's a little tricky to kind of say west or east, because it's more like southeast and northwest. But hopefully you can see what I mean. My XVM got a little messed up for some reason. So that's why I can't really draw on the map too well. I'm unable to draw on the map, and the stats are no good here. But it is still pulling the statistics. I think I just have to re-download it or something like that. But in any case, guys, we lost the north of this map. And what I'm going to do is actually come back now and try and spot these guys. And also, I'd like to see if I can get an angle to take shots, right? So I'm back a little far. I'm being a little passive here. But these guys, I had thought that maybe they would press. Like, I thought these guys were just going to come right down here like so, and they didn't. And that's rare, because usually when you have at least 3 guys here, they're going to try and push, right? So what I do instead is I kind of block the Shiri here. It's not my intention, but I'd like to get shots while sitting at this bush, because I know I'm safe here in case I get lit. And you can also take shots through this tree. Not that the Samua or Borisk would spot me here, but you can take shots through this tree, and, you know, it's just like a habit of mine to always try and shoot through foliage whenever I can to stay dark. So, something to keep in mind, guys, always try and put like a bush or a tree in front of you like this, and make it a habit. This way, you know, it aids in you not getting spotted, right? That's just one of those little tricks that you learn. And now, look at what's happened, right? We're winning this game right now, 7-4. And we're up by HP, and again, I'm not sure what happened to all my like user interface stuff here. It's a little messed up for whatever reason, and even like the reticle and all is like a different, I'm not sure what, it like defaulted back to norms, like the normal initial reticles or whatever. But in any case, we're going to push this, guys, and we're going to start going after the BZ58. And my reasoning for pushing, you know, this quickly is because of the score, really, right? Like, these guys got caught out. We won the, you know, eastern or southern side of this map. We had the hill, and again, I'm going to explain this map in detail after the end of this replay, so I will, you know, kind of go over everything again. I roll 207. I'm pretty sure I have 200 and... This is a 240 alpha gun, and I roll a 207, and he has 1 HP left, and I say in the chat, like, wow, man, like, 1 HP, like, what the heck? What kind of RNG is that? But I'm going to poke up. I'm actually going to get a shot into the Borisk here. So I might get one into the Lorraine, but then I see the Borisk here, and I'm watch this shot I'm able to hit on the Borisk. It's actually a pretty good shot. So right as he's trying to get away here, I just auto-lock him, and I'm able to put that right into him. Sometimes RNG is working, sometimes RNG is not working. RNG worked for me there, guys. And that's pretty much this game. So we're going to roll up, we're going to fight this Lorraine. You can see he clips me out, at least I think he's going to clip me out, but he only had 2 left in the magazine. So he's going to come over here, try and ram me, and I'm not really going to let that happen. You know, I give him a little mini ram here at the end, clean him up, and that's the game, guys. I don't have end plates for this one. I didn't think they were necessary because everything here was correct except we had one more shot. So we did 3,000 damage in this game and about 600 spotting, but I wanted to also skip the end plates for this particular video because I wanted to go back on the free replay camera and really give you guys a good outline of at least how I think this map works, right? Anyone can disagree with me and they can say, you know, what they want. There we go, free replay camera. And everyone has their own opinions, right, guys? Like, everyone always has their own opinions. There's all these sayings about, you know, having your own opinions, and you guys are more than welcome to, you know, have your own opinions on this map. But I do not really like the middle of this map. I find it to be a very risky play. If you are in a tank such as the Even 90, though, or some of these smaller passive scouting vehicles, you can make the middle of this map work very well. But here's kind of how Karelia works. I'm going to give you a big overview of this. So again, if you're on your phone, just kind of pull the phone close so you can see this. But on Karelia, what you have is you have the north, so we'll just call this zone 1. You have the mid, we'll call that zone 2, and you have the hill and the other brawling zone over here, and we'll just call this zone 3. So these are your 3 zones. I really like doing it in this way, this overview for you guys, so you can kind of see exactly what I'm going to discuss with you here. And you can see it by zone, right? Zone 3 on this map is pretty dang important because you have this hill right here. And this hill is going to control basically this whole entire portion of the map. Your render range ends somewhere right around here. There's a moth in here. He landed on me before. I don't want to kill him. But your render range is going to end somewhere in here. And so you won't be able to get shots on all of zone 1, right? But zone 3 is vital because zone 3 controls basically the whole middle of the map. And when you own zone 1, you can also control a good amount of zone 2. And this to me is why I don't like going out into zone 2. You have a couple of options here. There's like a rock here, there's a rock here, there's another little rock over here. There's a bunch of areas you can go to. And then you have these over here and these over here, and then you have this middle zone right here as well that you can advance to. And what people like to do in light tanks, let me just kind of go a little closer now that I've shown you guys this, and what you can do is advance here. Like, if you win the hill, you can advance to this little pocket right here in the middle, and there's 2 bushes on each side here that you can also advance to from the north. So what I like to do is, instead of going into the middle of this map, I'll usually go to the north, try and get my team. So I'll sit at this rock here or this rock here, and I will try and get my team to win the north side of this map. I'll spot people early on here, and I'll spot people early on going up like this, depending on what spawn I'm at, and then I'll kind of see how the north is doing. If people are starting to get spotted back here, then I can always run down and try and make like some sort of active pass here or whatever. If we have the hill one, then I'll just push right into here, right? Because you're safe here from north. So I'll do something like that to counter an enemy light if I have to counter an enemy light. But I do not like going out here from the start. A lot of light tank players can do it successfully. I just rather not do that. I'd rather assist north, and whenever I do this, I'm usually pretty successful on this map, and I hold my same win rate. So I like to play the north, and then if you lose the north, which we did in this game, at least sort of, right? You just run back to this ditch line and you can spot people from this whole area, right? You can trust your concealment, and as they're coming in, you can whack them. You can sit right in this corner right here, as long as you don't lose this little portion of the hill, because again, that's something where you have to be very mindful of the crossfire. So if you're sitting over here, guys, you are exposed to people on the hill. So if you have the hill, you can just chill right in this area. And then if not, I would come back to like here, because really like the hill has tough shots from this area. It looks like they would have shots, but you start going out of render range and you have to get to like the very corner, or you can just come back even further, right? But if you lose the hill, that's why the hill is so important, because the hill has shots going pretty much everywhere except like all the way back at the bases, right? That's where you start to lose the angle and the render range. But if you have the hill, then you just come to here, and if people keep pressing in, you come back to here. And hopefully that makes sense for you guys. The same goes for the other side, right? Like if I'm losing the other side of the map, you can go to this little rock here, or you can come back to this corner. There's a couple bushes you can sit in here to spot people that are coming this way. And to me, it's fairly easy to defend the north, but it's also not that hard to push it either. It's almost like a 50-50. And what I'll do is assist the north guys, and then when I have to, that's when I'll start going out to the mid. So now if I get up to this bush, perhaps, as we're advancing north, I can always do something like this, come right down, get into this bush line right here where this rock is, and now I can spot all the tank destroyers here. You know, I can easily do that by playing the north at first, avoiding this entire area in the mid, zone 2, and then making that play later. So that's what I like to do on Karelia. If you guys have had good games in the mid, just go to the mid. I'm not saying you shouldn't go out here. In fact, I'd argue that you actually should if you're going to be in a very passive scouting vehicle such as the even 90. You can even get here to this little rock in the even 90 and you will spot like everything, man. And people will have to YOLO you because the even 90 is so small you can fit it in between these two rocks and like no one can hit you, right? So in an even 90 it kind of makes sense, but for whatever reason, I just never like going out there, guys. I never have good games. There was a game that I played recently where some Su-130 in the back, he was a really good player, but he was trying to get me to go mid. And he's like, you know, you Whirls, you suck, go to the mid. And I went to the mid. We ended up losing north. I got spotted and I got wrecked sitting behind this rock and I just had nowhere to go. I tried pushing over into this area, but I was spotted and I got wrecked by everyone. And you're just out in the open. So I don't like it. If you make one mistake, you're in trouble out there, and I'd rather conserve my HP. You guys know this, I'm a very passive player. So that's kind of how I see Karelia overall. I hope that gives you some really good advice on how to advance and how to retreat on this map when you have to do it. Again, zone 3, very, very important over here by the hill, because you have shots going everywhere, right? Off this hill. And you control a lot of the map when you have zone 3, but winning the north is also important because you get shots from here as well. However, I would argue that this is the most important part of the map, and it definitely showed in this particular game. Now, one more thing to note, if you are defending from zone 3, like around the corner here, what you can do is sit, there's like a little bush here you could sit in, or, because that one's actually, no, that's a tree. So I think I'm thinking of the wrong place. Yeah, it's right here. This is what I want to show you guys. You can sit in this little bush right here and try and defend the north if you want. Or I'm sorry, from the south, you can defend this area as people come in like this. And you can sit here and spot it. Or if you just want to spot it, like and not take shots, you can go in the even 90 like these bushes here. I feel like this is not that hard to defend because these guys kind of have to push uphill. And then the same kind of goes for the other side. I'm not going to go all the way over there. It'll take me a little while. But this whole like ledge right here, you guys know there's, if you've been over here, there's a bush. I think there's one bush on one of the sides. I think it's the far side, like over here somewhere. And then there is these little rocks that you can poke out of. And as people are pushing this way, you can spot them, you know, and you'll be fine. And these guys also have to push uphill. I feel like it's honestly easier to push this side of the map than it is to push this. Don't ask me why, it's just the way the terrain is and, you know, hard cover and etc. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it's a longer opening or something to go this way than it is to go that way, but it could just be me. But hopefully that gives you guys, again, a really good understanding of Karelia. I really like to talk a lot about Karelia because Karelia took me forever to understand, and still I don't even fully understand how this middle portion works. There's like every light tank goes out there and they're half of them are able to do it successfully, and the other half I see melt like right off the map instantly. And that's why I come here, because a lot of times there's a lot of light tank players that don't know how to play this area, such as the even 90, and then there was another bat chat out here that we might have gotten shots at, I think. And once they're spotted, like, you always have shots from this rock. So I just sit here, man, like I wait for these guys to get spotted and I just sling HE shells at them, you know, and eliminate them from the game. So again, guys, if this works for you, zone 2, go out to zone 2, have your fun game out here, play your bush game, do what you got to do, but don't neglect the north of this map. And, you know, If you really, really want to try and rush the hill, like I've seen light tank players do this as well, you can. However, rushing the hill in this game, I always feel it's suicide just because you're going to get mediums, like fast mediums from the enemy team and stuff, and probably these tanks that can clip you out, and they'll go to the hill, and then your game's going to end, right? So that is the most risky play, to do this crap that I see a lot of people make as well. And also I see a lot of people try and do this at the beginning of the game, like even 90, like come up to this area. Just to avoid this area, guys, trust me. Like, you're going to be out in the open if you get lit, and it's just, to me, it's not worth it. You can use it in certain situations when you have to, but again, that's just like when you advance on the north and you do something like this. Like, for me, the whole middle of this map is just situational. I'm only going to go out there when I feel it's necessary to do so, when I'm advancing or when I need to spot someone, right? Other than that, I'm taking shots from here. I'm sitting in this bush trying to spot people, and then I'll probably advance to this one, or I'll come up and advance to this one right here, right? And then that's how I progressively scout it. So that's it. If you guys have any questions about this map, do let me know. I hope it's not confusing you more. It's just, I really, really like to go into detail on Karelia, because this map, especially for newer players, like, there's so much going on, there's so much crossfire, and the map is so open that you're going to find yourself in dangerous situations quite a bit on this map. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope it's informative content for you. Again, no end plates for this one. Subscribe if you enjoy it, guys, and if you're learning, like, comment, share the video. That helps me out and helps other people out, because it actually recommends the video more. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. And I will catch you guys for the next one. Take care now, and bye-bye.